Hey, everybody. How are you guys? I hope you guys are good. It's been a minute since I did a live, so we figured this how we'd start the morning today. So how is everybody? Hope you're all doing good. Hope your weather's bearable. Oh, can't wait for summer. All right, so give me 1 second and we'll get started. And when you guys do come in, I have a poll going, so please vote on that. Do you think the prosecution had enough evidence for the jury to find AM guilty? Beyond reasonable doubt, do you think the prosecution did enough? Go ahead and vote, please. All right. So this is the news you need to know, and we will get right into it. No, Leslie, there has not been a verdict yet. At least not that I have heard. Oh my gosh. Every time. Okay. Anyway, no, but the judge this morning did have to get rid of one of the jurors because they broke conduct and talked about the case outside of the courtroom with other people. So that I do know. All right, so let's get into this. So the first thing I want to mention real quick is Bryan Kohberger. So they released a list of stuff that they found at his house. Now, this whole time, we've never known that we don't know if they had found the murder weapon. We'd never heard anything about it. So we, at the people, had no idea if they did or not. Well, Evil Exist released a video this morning, and I just happened to just see it. And the very top thing listed that they had found was a knife. So I wonder if they have had the weapon this whole time, and we just obviously they kept it tight to the vest and didn't want it out there. But that's the first thing on there. So I thought that was pretty interesting. I mean, if that's the case, he's done for. All these nut jobs getting tattoos of him and sending him love letters. It's crazy. All right. Let me get back over here. All right, now let's move on. Oh, yes. The Chicago mayor, Lori Lightfoot, blames election loss on racism and gender. It couldn't be that she was probably the worst mayor ever, ever. She was a terrible, this lady. Yeah, but let's blame racism and gender on why she didn't get reelected. Not because she's just a terrible person, right? Okay. Let me get that out of here. All right, let's move on. Exactly. We don't know. That's what I said. We don't know if it is a weapon. We just know it's a knife. Okay. I mean, you have to be pretty damn dumb to rob a gun store. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it honestly, natural selection at its finest. So let's watch this video where these two boneheads think it'd be a good idea to go in and rob a gun store. Now, this man right here, he been waiting on this. He knew this was coming. Let's watch. There is no sound to the video, though, just so you know. And they don't want anybody to be able to protect themselves. He was ready. He knew it was coming. He knew this day was coming. He was ready. But you got to be pretty damn dumb, like I said, to want to rob a freaking gun store. Quick thinking is what that man did. Saved both their lives. Dumb. Just dumb. Okay. Hold on. Oh, hoping for answers. Thank you so much for the super sticker. All right. Yep, that was taken care of. Okay. Now, this next video, I'm not going to show it, but there's a very important point that I wanted to make. So if this ain't your thing, don't worry. I'm not going to play the video. Just stick with me for a minute, okay? Because I just want to get this message out there. Okay, now these videos are popping up all over. Now they're doing these drag shows for babies. They're literally telling, like, they're for babies. So parents are bringing their babies there. Now what this is doing, you guys, is normalizing this for babies, right? So as they grow up, they're, oh, well, we've seen them since we were babies. So it's normal. It's normal. They're doing this, guys, for a reason. They're doing this to these children, and now they're doing it to babies. It is terrible. People need to stand up and say something. Okay. All right, now let's move on. See, real news should be like this. Just what you need to know, just the gist of the things, just the highlight, you know what I'm saying? Okay. All right, now let's listen to what this boy had to say. Brave high school student takes a stand against anti-white racism by his teachers, which, again, we have talked about this before. I don't get into it. I don't get into I don't buy into the whole race war thing, because that's what they're pushing. They're pushing for people to do this, but they are doing it to children in schools. So for this boy to want to stand up and say something, good for him, right? So we should support that. All right, so let me mute myself and then play this clip for you.
Hi, my name is Brad Taylor, and I just finished my freshman year at RHS. I've been a part of District 196 schools now for 10 years, and I'm going to give you a glimpse today of what's actually going on inside these schools. Despite the board's attempt to deny it, District 196 schools are quickly becoming a place where promoting activism is actually more important than promoting education. I'll take you back to my first day at RHS this fall. The principal came out and gave us a heartfelt speech about equality and standing together. He began to list countless races, such as Latino, Asian, expressing how much they matter and how important they are. But never once did he mention a race or identity that reflects me, or half the kids that were in the class. Now, members of the board, I know you haven't been to school in a while, and I know none of you or most of you don't have any kids left in the school district. But you must admit how uncomfortable it will be to be characterized just by your skin color on the first day of school and be thought that you were wrong just because of your skin color. So I'll never forget the look one of my friends gave me from across the room as we were sitting there listening to this blatant bias being expressed in the so-called equity statement by the leader of our school. To be clear, I don't need you to tell me that I matter, but hearing the condolences given to other races and leaving just one race out, it inevitably you'll start to feel like you've done something wrong. And in our principal's attempt to unify us, he instead created unwarranted boundaries and barriers between his students, pitting us against each other based on characteristics that we can't control. In another separate instance, I was told that writing "All Lives Matter" on the whiteboard was political and could be seen as offensive. When I questioned the teacher after class, she told me that she didn't have an answer and she just had to erase it, and it was quickly erased. There are political signs all over RHS, about specific races that matter, specific sexual orientations that matter, and specific perspectives that matter. But when I questioned the RHS administration about how these signs were political, they told me that they were supporting human rights. So when I questioned why the equity statement couldn't represent all students, they told me that to even ask that question was outlandish and offensive. And when I asked why that was, they told me, quote, whites have a pretty good situation right now, unquote. So is that not racism? Disregarding my question merely because of the color of my skin? To be honest, after enduring a year of the people in charge telling me that I'm a racist and I'm privileged and pointing out our irreversible differences, I've never noticed race more. And it's becoming the first thing I notice when I meet someone, which has never before been the case. RHS administration confidently told me that RHS students and staff are happy with their equity statement. But from my experience in talking with other students, this is not the case. I know many kids who disagree with their teachers, but they're too scared to stand up because they're worried that their grades will be docked and their learning experience will be affected. My honors government teacher, I'm not going to say his name, but he's mentioned that Democrats care more about all people while Republicans only care about themselves. And he's also inferred to us that socialism is better than democracy. He even had a statue. He had a statue of a socialist leader in his classroom. I've been told by a lot of kids that they just stay silent and adjust their schoolwork to reflect an acceptable opinion to secure a good grade. I've been approached by multiple teachers who have told me in private that they just want to say that they agree with me and they support me standing up, but they can't say it in front of the class for fear of being disciplined by the administration in some way or losing their jobs. There is clearly only one way to think in this district, and that is that they are teaching their kids to shut up if they don't agree. Now, members of the board, I want you to take a good look at yourselves in the mirror tonight and ask, are you really standing up for the equality of all people, or are you just pushing a damaging political ideology on our students? A fellow coworker at my job, who, by the way, is of color, discreetly told me that the schools seem to be pushing a very leftist agenda in class. This proved that not everyone is happy with your school, and not everyone who isn't happy is white. Now, due to all these instances I've mentioned and many more that I can't fit in this 5-minute speech, I've decided to leave this district and continue school on a private Christian school online. And there will be sacrifices, and I will not get to walk in the graduation ceremony or attend milestones at RHS, but I will be able to learn in an environment that is not intent on punishing me daily for my skin color and political views. Now, regardless how you take my speech, whether you just shrug it off as malarkey or Fox News talking points, I encourage you to think about it, because someday I'm going to be a leader. I may be the president, a governor, or just a professional golfer, but I will never stop believing that everybody has value, no matter their skin color or personal beliefs. And it's a shame that you're not going to be able to say that I was an alumni of RHS in District 196. Thank you.
Okay, now, the reason that is important, and I know I lost a few people. I saw a few people click off during that boy's speech. Okay. Now listen, if everybody can talk about how, basically today, everything that kid said is right. Now I'm not going to really push it too far. But what I will say is, if you can listen to all these people that say they're protesting, if you can listen to all of these people in the schools and what they are doing, if you can listen to the ideologies and the ideas that they are pushing in these schools, then why can't you listen to the other side? Why do you walk away from it when that boy is talking? Why do you turn your back and walk away? Just because of the color of his skin? See, it's problems like that is going to create this huge problem that is definitely coming. And it's exactly what he said. And I swear I was just saying this to Chad last night. When I was going to school, like growing up and all throughout my life, race was not a thing like it is today. It is never, in my whole 34 years of being alive, it has never been as bad as it is right now. It has never been pushed and publicized as much as it is right now. That is the truth. Okay, let's move on. Okay, so check this out. There was a news thing. Now this is over in Ukraine. No, you guys pay attention. All right. Pay attention. And and keep in mind that while you're watching this video, the US has sent over how much money to Ukraine? How much money to fund this BS? All right.
Look, we're going to use the at least 59 people killed, at least 149 people wounded. Those numbers are going to go up. There's just no question about that. I mean, you have fierce fighting in a number of locations around the country. You mentioned Chernobyl. Russian forces quickly overtaking that area. We understand.
You see that guy? See, this is what they do. They say, oh, we've got all of these people that have been killed. But, dude, the dude's acting over here. See what I'm saying? And this bonehead talking didn't even know that this was going on behind him. Oh, but for God's sake, send your money over there.
They are still in control. The other thing that went down today that was of huge importance was Russian paratroopers went into an airfield 15 miles outside of Kyiv, and for a short period of time this afternoon, they held. Look,
Actors, what would you call it? What would you call it? See, that's what they do. That is what they do. Do you not see that? Holy cow. And right there on camera. I mean, what more proof do you need? They got that person to pretend that he was one of the victims, as I say in my air quotes, victims, right? Just messing with us, messing with people. It is ridiculous. Okay, let's move on. Canadian man charged with second-degree murder after shooting armed home invader with a legally owned gun. Justin Trudeau says you don't have the right to self-defense with a gun in Canada. So, yeah, an armed intruder breaks into this person's house. They shoot him with their legally owned gun and get charged with second-degree murder because they don't have the right to defend themselves. Oh, the world we live in. Okay.
And there are debates, and we have a culture where the difference is guns can be used for hunting or for sport shooting in Canada, and there's lots of gun owners, and they're mostly law respecting and law abiding. But you can't use a gun for self-protection in Canada. That's not a right that you have in the Constitution or anywhere else. If you try and buy a gun and say it's for self-protection, no, you don't get that. You get it for hunting. You can get it for sport shooting. You can take it to the range, no problem, as long as you go through our rigorous background checks. But there's a difference around the culture. And one of the things that we're seeing with the debate in the States is you get more and more of the American style, right to carry, self-defense arguments filtering up through the the usual more right-wing communications channels.
Yeah.
And
Totally ridiculous. Totally ridiculous. Honestly, what they're saying is the guy should have just let the armed intruder shoot him and take whatever he wanted. That's it. That's what he's telling people of Canada. Okay, let's move on. Everybody, I'm going to ask that you please take a minute and hit that thumbs up. Please consider subbing to the channel, and anybody that wants to join to become a member of the family, please do so. Okay. Now, this is crazy, and I still have not figured out the full real story of what's going on here. But I'm telling you that this is super important, and this is happening for a reason, and we all need to pay attention to this. Miles of unknown train cars carrying unknown liquids magically appear in the heart of California's agriculture land. Now, listen to this video. Check this out. I'm telling you, there's something to this. And I'm going to dig into more to find out what it is. So let me mute myself.
Brought out to this field in Stanislaus County, California, and this is the center of like the heartland of the nut industry, the almond industry, the pecan, or not pecans, I'm sorry, almond, walnut, cattle. There's not a lot out here, folks. And yesterday we were at a gathering and we were alerted by another rancher that the railroad company, some company that nobody knows which company this is, has brought in hundreds of these railroad cars. And you can just see the line of them here. Let me see it, make sure I'm getting it in the shot. Sorry. Getting this in the shot. Now, on the cars, they say odorless liquid petroleum gas. Now, they are loaded. They're right low on their axles. They're double and triple deep on the switchback. And this is important because these ranchers, this is unprecedented in this area. None of them, they're like, what the hell is this? Why are they bringing this into the, heart of nowhere? I mean, unless you own land here or you're in the know-how, you don't know that this is here right now. And like I said, this is just the end of this line. I'll make sure I'm getting these cars in here. And it goes on for miles. There's hundreds of these cars filled with an unknown liquid in the middle. Now, what's significant about this is just over, a few miles over is the main water pipeline that goes into San Francisco. This also abuts two important agricultural rivers that feed this agricultural valley. So we don't quite know what's going on here. And it was the talk of the valley yesterday. I'm just visiting from Alaska. So I did ask one of the ranchers to bring me out.
Miles of hundreds of train cars holding an unknown liquid. Nobody can figure out what company the train belongs to. Nobody is saying a word. It's right down from the water source pipeline in agricultural country. Y'all, this is not good. Not freaking good. Okay. That's exactly what I was just gonna say. They'll be leaking. They'll be that whatever liquid is in those will end up in that water. Watch. Okay. All right. Several reports of an unknown white powder or dust sediment falling out of the sky throughout West Virginia and Maryland. Local fire departments suggesting people shut windows and doors and stay inside until it can be investigated. Wow. Like, really? Seriously. This is insane. Okay. Nobody knows what this is. It's all over. It's falling out. And now it's, I think it is, if I'm correct, now I think it's in like 6 states where they're reporting this white powdery shit falling from the sky. Nobody knows what it is. Right? Just look at all of the things that are happening between the chemicals going into the air all over the place, between the buildings explosions and the toxins being pushed into the air. All of this rain, and then you got this stuff falling from the sky. I mean, let's do some math here. Okay? Damn it. Okay. Let's move on. Okay, now here is Zelensky telling Americans that they need to send their sons and daughters to fight over there for Ukraine. That Americans need to start sending their children over there to fight just like they do. They're like, if you want to support Ukraine, then send us your sons and your daughters to fight. Seriously? Seriously. Like this con artist right here hasn't taken enough. The money, the billions of dollars that he's gotten wasn't enough. Now he wants your damn children. Okay.
The U.S. will have to send their sons and daughters exactly the same way as we are sending their sons and daughters to war. And they will have to fight because it's NATO that we're talking about. And they will be dying, God forbid, because it's a horrible thing. The U.S. will have to send their sons and daughters exactly the same way as we are sending their sons and daughters to war. And they will have to fight because it's NATO that we're talking about. And they will be dying, God forbid, because it's a horrible thing.
Yep. Okay. Let's move on. That ain't never going to happen. All right. Now here's Bill Gates. This was brought back up. But this was I think a year or two ago that he put this out, that this video came out. All right, so let's just play it real quick.
Ukrainian government is one of the worst in the world. Corrupt, controlled by a few rich people. I mean, really unfortunate for the people in Ukraine.
I mean, and not for nothing, but when you got somebody like this guy who's saying it's really bad over there, then I mean, it's really bad over there because, think about it. Oh, and I did want to tell you guys that I am having a hard time on YouTube being able to say what I want to say and not have it affect my channel. So I did start a Patreon. I am going to start uploading the videos that I can't put on YouTube, the things I can't say on here. I'm going to start uploading over to my Patreon. So I just wanted you guys to know if you guys want to go and be part of that, I would love to have you. Okay. All right, let's watch this. If it doesn't get weirder than this, 3 months ago, East Palestine, Ohio was at the center of a pilot program to respond to emergency situations. They gave digital IDs for free to residents to track long-term health problems like difficulty breathing. Really? You don't say. All right, let's check this out. Hey, real quick, Pam, if you could email me, I need to talk to you. I tried emailing you a couple times, but never heard back from you. So if you want to reach out to me, yeah, I got to talk to you. So, okay. Oh, no. Oh, no, no, no. Hold on a second. Okay. Sorry about that. Oh, my God. All right. So let's play this.
Coverage now, and East Palestine is known as the place to be. It's way ahead of the curve on a program to provide better treatment for anyone in the event of an emergency. I learned how it works and how it can help everyone in East Palestine. My ID provides quick medical information for emergency responders. Darlene Chapman is the outreach coordinator for this project, and she's an EMT.
If they're in a situation where they can't tell us or they don't have any family around, this is something that would make my life easier.
My ID works by taking a camera phone and pointing it at a QR code. It provides valuable medical information such as allergies, breathing difficulties, or other conditions, so you get proper treatment and care.
If anybody sees the QR code, you'll be able to scan this and get the information. So it helps that person, not necessarily just here, but anywhere in the nation.
There are a few options for My ID: a bracelet, key fob, necklace, or attachment on your watch band. You can choose the one which fits your lifestyle best. That's up to you. Orders will start in January. The fire department has already collected $5,000 in donations to help.
That's our ultimate goal. We want to be able to give this for free to the citizens and provide them with that extra layer of care so that we can better treat them.
The offer includes Unity Township, which is served by the East Palestine Fire Department. These items cost around $20 each. You can even buy it for yourself. The fire department is hoping you'll be willing to wear it.
My goal is to have 100% of our residents and the citizens we serve in the township to have one of these and be working with them to make sure that we can treat them better and provide the best service that we can.
There's a 3-year plan to get My ID going across the village and make it available to all 4,700 residents.
Okay, so yeah, 3 months ago, they put that into place. Oh, give me a second, you guys. Somebody is at my door. Hold on a second. Okay, sorry about that. So yeah, 3 months ago they put that into place. Go figure. And then 3 months later, a chemical disaster happens in the area, and all these people are having problems. Tell me that things don't get planned. Tell me that they don't plan things out. Tell me things don't happen for a reason. All right, so let's move on. And Champion Girl. Hold on, let me go over here. Welcome to the family. All right. No, I don't have it, baby. Okay. Here we go. Here's the article about that. Reports of strange powder falling from the sky in multiple states. Accounts of a bizarre falling powder-like substance have emerged in multiple mid-Atlantic states on the East Coast. As a local CBS affiliate in Baltimore reports, there appears to be dust or powder falling from the sky and accumulating on cars and in yards in Maryland, Northern Virginia, and West Virginia. Though a definitive explanation hasn't been issued, CBS Baltimore notes that the West Virginia Department of Environmental Protection pointed to satellite imagery that showed dust from storms in Texas and New Mexico traveling to Ohio, Michigan, and Kentucky shortly before people began seeing it on the East Coast. They want us to believe it's from a storm. Okay. In a statement issued on Friday, that same state environmental agency said it's investigating the dust issue and that there isn't yet a reason for shelter-in-place advisories. Wow. Okay. So that's your explanation for that. And they say that's good enough. You shouldn't need to know anymore. Oh, Lord. Okay. Let's move on. Okay. Yeah, let me pull this up. Okay, so I don't know if some of you guys saw this. This happened last week. Oh, shit. Hold on, wrong screen. That's not what I was looking for. But this 17-year-old student who attacked his teacher because she took away his Nintendo Switch in class. Okay. He basically beat her to a pulp. He's 270 pounds, 6'6" student, attacked this teacher. It was all over the place. It was really, really bad. And I wanted to show you this woman right here who says this is not this child's fault. He is not a threat. Mental health advocate launches furious defense of 6'6" thug, 17, weighing 270 pounds, who had to be dragged off an unconscious female teaching aide. Now, it probably took 10 people to pull him off of this teacher. He knocked her out the first hit. She fell like a brick to the floor, and then he just kept pounding on her. It literally took about 10 people to pull him off of her. And you've got this woman right here who wants to come out and defend this kid and say it's not his fault. What people don't know is he had previously had two, I can't remember if it was 2 or 3 other assaults from the last few months, I think it was. It's this kind of stuff that pisses me off. It's this kind of stuff where you don't think people should have to take and pay for their actions, right? Now look, this is what ended up happening. Let me pull up this next page. Hell yeah, charge him as an adult. That's what I say. Lock him up. Okay, well I'm not going to play the video, but this is what just happened. 17-year-old who viciously beat his teaching aide unconscious is held on a $1 million bond. He will be charged as an adult. He faces up to 30 years in prison. Was arrested 3 times for battery in 2019. 3 times he was arrested in 2019. Why wasn't he locked up? For battery, which means he's done this to 3 other people. And they had him back in a school. So this happened to this woman. Had they taken care of this kid in 2019, this woman would still be fine. She was in the hospital. I mean, it was bad. It was bad. But so he is being charged as an adult. So that's the good news. I just wanted to let everybody know that. Okay. Now a feel-good story of the day, okay? A story that just makes you happy. Okay. Let me mute myself. Sorry, I forget to do that. Okay. Isn't that so cute? I had to throw that in there. I never, we don't hear too many good things. We don't see too many good things. So I had to throw that in there. That's how the world should be. Exactly. That's how people should be. Just bring a little joy into your heart. Okay. Let's move on. All right, danger locked out. Water fountains at East Palestine High School are locked. Now, I made a short video yesterday on the sicknesses that people are feeling, the side effects that people are getting from this chemical disaster. And I was talking about this, but I didn't show it. So I wanted to include these pictures. They cannot allow the children to drink this water. That's how bad it is. So all of the water fountains are locked and cannot be used. But it's safe, right? Okay. Hold on one second. Now I need to find that one I just had up here. Okay, right there. Okay. All right, let's move on. TikTok's steal your man trend is bringing out the worst in women. Okay. We regret to inform you that a new trend has landed on TikTok called the steal your man trend. And it is exactly what it sounds like. Women who participate in this trend literally have an agenda of, well, copying your man and keeping him for themselves. Yep. This is what women do to each other. It's completely insane. As of late, TikTok has turned into a dating app. Across the platform, women are putting themselves out there and trying to seduce men. And these ladies, many of whom are country girls, sure do know how to market themselves. In the videos below, women are specifically trying to reel in taken men, and they're making sure other women know it. In the video below, user stitched a video from a user about stealing your man. Her remarks were critical and questioned the trend. Women, I hope to God that you have a little more self-respect and you don't actually think this way. It is never okay to get into somebody's relationship, she says, adding that if you do try to finagle someone's man, he's probably not a good one in the first place. She calls the trend disgusting and encourages women to have a little more self-respect. Other females are also retaliating against the trend by sharing videos claiming that their man would never leave them due to their winning attributes. While these videos are intended to show one's confidence in their relationship, they often come off as braggy. Our advice, this is getting messy. To me, the fact that, this is the problem, okay. I can't do that right now. You gotta wait a minute, babe. There are women that are just looking for men that are taken, which should go to, not for nothing, but which should go to show you what kind of women they are in the first place, going after husbands like that. It's the world we live in. But agreed that they should have more self-respect than that. Go out and find your own. Don't come after somebody else's. That shit will get you in trouble, right? That shit will get somebody waiting outside for you in your parking lot or in your driveway or at your job. That's all I'm saying. It'll turn into TikToks look what happened when these women came after our men type of deal, right? Okay. Let's move on. A New York nurse was fired after parents captured video of her slamming their 2-day-old baby in a hospital bassinet. Okay. A nurse in New York was fired and is facing an investigation after a video showed her appearing to slam a newborn baby in a bassinet. Consuelo Saravia and Fidel Sinclair recently welcomed a baby named Nico, and they went through a heartbreaking ordeal at Good Samaritan University Hospital on Long Island. Sinclair heard his crying son, who was being treated in the NICU, and went to watch him through the nursery's window. Though the curtain was mostly drawn, Sinclair was able to capture a video of his newborn just as a nurse picked him up, swiftly flipped him over, and slammed him face down into the bassinet. Oh my God. I wouldn't even have been able to, I would have been right in there on her ass, let me tell you. It just broke me, Sinclair said. I didn't know what to do. He showed the video to his wife, who immediately confronted the nurse and shared the video with other hospital staff. I told her, I don't want you to touch my child. You just slammed him. She said, oh no, if you think I mishandled him or anything, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. A spokesperson for Catholic Health who runs Good Samaritan University Hospital said in a statement to Insider on Sunday that patient safety is our paramount concern. Upon learning of this incident, swift and immediate action was taken, including conducting an investigation and consequently terminating the individual involved. Additionally, we reported the individual to the Department of Health for further review. The spokesperson added that it is standard practice for staff to draw the curtains in the neonatal ICU to provide privacy for the patients and their families. While Nico is at home and doing well, his family remains shaken by the incident. I didn't know what to do with myself. I didn't sleep for like 3 days. It was just really horrible. Nico's grandmother, who asked to be unnamed, told the press. If it wasn't for God who sent me to check on him, we would never have seen any of that happen. It would have kept happening overnight, not only to him, but to other babies too. Detectives from the Suffolk County Police Special Victims Section are investigating, a department spokesperson told Insider. Isn't that crazy? That woman should never be allowed to work in a hospital with children again. I mean, can you even? Okay. Give me 1 second. I gotta help. Here, let me see it, babe. Did you get it? Did you get it? Here, let me see it real quick. Okay. Give me 1 second, guys. You gotta shut your Bluetooth off, though. That's all. Did you hear me? Yeah. Okay. Because if you run into this again, just shut your Bluetooth off and do this. There you go. Okay. Sorry about that. All right. Let's move on. Everybody, I'm just going to take another reminder, ask you guys to please hit that thumbs up. Please consider subbing to the channel. It's free. All right. The CDC. Highly contagious drug-resistant stomach bug, which attacks your intestines, spreading across U.S. and serious public health alert. On Friday, the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention reported a concerning rise in Shigella XDR cases. The strain, a multi-drug resistant variant of Shigella, has been detected in 5% of cases noted by the CDC in 2022. The new development has the CDC sounding the alarm as the Shigella XDR strain could potentially cause outbreaks if not dealt with correctly. It is not yet clear why there has been an increase in Shigella XDR cases, but the CDC has suggested that it could be due to rising levels of international travel and increased contact between people from different regions. If true, this could explain why the strain is starting to become more common in the U.S. So I say faith over fear. Take care of yourself, be healthy, but don't read too, don't be afraid to live your life. They've done that to people already. Okay. Joy Behar implies East Palestine got what they deserved because they voted for Trump. I mean, I am sorry, not for nothing, but I cannot even believe that this show is still on TV. I cannot believe that people actually watch these women. I cannot stand that show. I literally think it might be the worst show on television.
Regulations for a second, because it seems to me that the Republicans are obsessed with this notion of the free market, and they don't like a lot of regulations
because it means profit. When you deregulate, you get profit.
But I know
part of the deregulation.
For example, there were very few plane crashes. Thank God. And that's because the industry is highly regulated. We have to pay for regulations and safety standards. Otherwise, where are we? We're all going to go up in flames.
Norfolk Southern gives as much to Democrats as Republicans. It's a very powerful lobby that is trying to block regulation. And this train, to Sarah's point, 2 miles long with 2 full-time employees and a trainee on it.
And they didn't even need to. Because the last administration rolled it down to only one worker. They happened to have 2.
One thing I just want to say is I do think this was an unforced error by President Biden. It was 20 days before we had Secretary Buttigieg go down, 10 days before he put out a statement acknowledging it.
Yeah.
This is Trump country. He won by 40 points. He is a president for all Americans. I believe that, but he needs to show that he is. It was time for him to be.
I don't know why they would ever vote for him. For somebody who, by the way, he placed someone with deep ties to the chemical industry in charge of the EPA's Chemical Safety Office. That's who you voted for in that district. Donald Trump, who reduces all safety. He did.
But it showed up at McDonald's and those voters
Yeah,
saw
but-
something on the ground that probably resonates in a way
That's
that
the
they
thing.
need
Yeah,
to
but they need to look past the photo
Of
ops, these
course.
people, and say, who's doing the job here? Forget about the photo op. I'd like
Showing
to
up
go.
is a big
Showing
thing,
up, I
though.
think, is big in some communities.
Donald Trump's fault.
Yeah, so there's that. I can't stand that show. I can't stand anybody on the show. I can't even stand to listen to it. Okay. You know, everything is somebody else's fault, right? Nobody wants to take responsibility for anything. It's always somebody else's fault. All right, let's move on. Okay. No, again, I am not going to play this video because I will not do that. I will not play these videos anymore. I will not give these people any of the screen time, but I am going to pull it up, and all you need to see is just the front picture. That's all anybody needs to see of this and how anybody cannot put an end to this, how anybody can put these kids through this is freaking beyond me. Yeah. Yep. See all these parents standing around? See this little girl right here in the chair, right in front of this person? Every adult in that room should be arrested. Every adult in that room that has children should not be allowed to have those children right now. That is the world that we live in. That is something that needs to be shut down right now. Okay. Hold on, let me grab my coffee. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You know what you're seeing. I said the same thing. Okay. All right. So I talked about that. So they had to get rid of one of the jurors in the Murdaugh trial. I mean, so let me go back over here real quick. And see how that poll is going. Did you guys all vote on the poll? Let me see where we're at. Oh, Kim, thank you for the 5 months. Thank you. We appreciate you. All right. Let me check this poll here. All right. The question was, do you think the prosecution had enough evidence for the jury to find Alex Murdaugh guilty? So far, 37 votes. 65% said yes. 35% said no. Oh, when I saw that video, you guys don't even know. I was so livid. I was so mad and so livid that it was bad. Chad's like, what is your deal? I'm like, Chad. Oh, man. Yeah. And like I said, and I believe this, every freaking parent in that room that thought that was okay should be arrested. All right. Let me go back over here. Get rid of all of these. I'm sorry. Let me close these things out. Okay. So yeah, I mean, I hope you guys liked this video. Please hit that thumbs up. Please sub to the channel. Anybody that wants to join to become a member of the family, please go ahead and do so. We would love to have you. Anybody that wants to do a little bit more, you want to donate, links are all down in the description below. They're also scrolling across your screen. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. This is the news you need to know. So I love you guys, and please come back and comment after down in the comment section below, please. Not enough people are doing that, and YouTube is taking it like people are not interacting with the channel. So please just take a second, come back and leave a comment down in the comment section. I love you guys. Stay strong, stay healthy, stay safe. Keep asking those hard questions. Keep spreading that light. I will see you guys next time.